Hello and welcome back to the port. This is a review of the Russian Tier 3 battleship, the Gangut, available as early access. You'll have a chance to unlock her in some Soviet crates if you purchase some. If not, should be fully researchable at the end of the patch. I'm the Galloping Major.
And I'm Eggy Harris, and today we've got a game of Capture the Base on Polar. So looking at the shipping forecast, we've got nothing really to worry about. A G101, which has got forward-facing torpedoes with a quick reload, so I don't want to go anywhere near that if I can help it. But other than that, looks like we should be fine.
Yeah, no, it should be alright. Just don't go broadside to any battleships, really. Which then brings us on to our survivability. So we have quite an average overall HP and armor and torque reduction, so there's nothing really special there. But I think the main thing to mention is that we have that very high citadel, so you just really want to avoid being broadside to anything.
Yeah, you really don't want to get broadside to anything. I think we were shooting them a couple of games ago in the Gangut, like we were shooting other Ganguts that were broadside and just melting through them like butter.
Yeah, the armor's good enough to angle, but being broadside, you just get heavily punished.
Yeah.
Artillery-wise, quite an average gun caliber for the tier. Very short range, so I think we both agreed that the first mod you should really go for is get the gun upgrade.
Yeah, go for the targeting systems, and then the hull. So normally I go for the hull, and then guns, then speed, but with this, if you're going all the way through without boosting, then you're definitely going to need the guns to upgrade it first, and not really worry about the extra hit points for now.
Yeah, because I think the gun range beforehand is like 11.6. I think you go up to like 13.3 or something like that afterwards. And your concealment, although it's good, yeah, it's only 11. Actually, I think it's like your gun range is 11.1, your concealment's 11.6 at the start.
Yeah, so at the start you're effectively unable to shoot. Like, well, your concealment is basically about the same as your gun range.
Yeah. Now, considering your caliber, you have quite a slow reload, a quick traverse speed, good fire chance, and damage output.
Yeah, that's the main thing to take away from this ship. Really, is the 36-second reload time, which is hideous. I don't think I've used anything with a longer reload, and the only thing close was the Arizona at 35, and that's a Tier 5 American battleship. So,
yeah. Another upside of the gun is it seems like they're reasonably accurate as well.
yeah, I mean, I don't want to put myself on the spot here, but I'm about to try and shoot this Dougie. But I'm finding it best to shoot cruisers that aren't completely broadside, otherwise you will overpen them, and you won't get anything like that.
Yeah. What you did there was you managed to shoot through the nose, and therefore you've got the full length of the ship for the AP charge to go off.
Yeah, exactly. So it's taking advantage of the higher caliber against ships that might otherwise just get overpenned.
Then the secondaries aren't really anything to shout about, are they?
No, I don't think I've taken down any ships with them, really. But I'm not even really sure of the range, to be perfectly honest.
I think it's about 4 kilometers. You might be able to bring it up with secondary mods and stuff like that, but you don't seem to have lots of them, and even then, that short range isn't that impressive when you consider like the Germans really do outrange you.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I think nice. A big thing to mention as I go in here a little bit brave is the damage con.
Oh yeah, you got like a limited number of them.
Yeah, so I've only got 4 damage cons, and I think that maybe have been upgraded with my commander build to 4
Yeah,
from 3.
you only come with 3 base.
Yeah, so the trouble with that is you can really put out one fire because otherwise you're just going to be constantly burning. So I think you've been recommending wait for 3 fires or flooding. Is it?
Yeah, well that's the usual advice anyway. I mean, sometimes you can say, "Oh, I get away with just putting this one fire out or something," but because the Russians' damage con being so restrictive, you probably want to wait until you are really need it. might as well continue talking about it. It has quite an average duration time of about 11 seconds, but it does have quite a short reload time. So, ironically, you can actually like use them in quick concessions to each other.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Just a side note here. Me and this other Gangut are just basically broadside to each other, so we're both demonstrating how not to use the
Chunks
Gangut.
out of each other.
Yeah. Just kind of slapping each other with sledgehammers. Is how it feels.
Talking about maneuverability, we have quite average speed and average turn circle. But we do seem to have quite a quick rudder shift, which is quite nice. It allows you to make those turns.
Yeah, it does dig in quite quickly, I find. So, although it's not the best to turn completely around, you can sort of limit damage by angling at the last minute.
Yeah, I think that's what it's there for. It's for like last minute angling. And then concealment, we have the best concealment for a tech tree battleship out of here. Now I think the premium, the Mauser, does actually beat you, and that's just because the Mauser is that considerably a bit smaller.
Yeah.
Talking about going back to the consumables, we come with 2 repair parties. These heal 214 health per second for 28 seconds. So the 2 of those together will allow you to get 11,984 health back. But the only downside really there is that in comparison to the other tech tree battleships, you actually have the lowest potential HP recovery.
Yeah, I mean, again, with my commander build, I have managed to get that up to 3, I think. So I do have a little bit more of a HP pool, but yeah, probably not the best in its tier.
One thing to mention about playing these ships is if you need to angle against a battleship, you actually have quite a narrow stats if you only bring 3 turrets to bear. But if you try to bring all 4 turrets to bear, you have to have quite a wide stance, which does expose your citadel.
Yeah, yeah, they do. I think we covered this in one of our other videos, our first look. But yeah, the Gangut has an odd turret arrangement, doesn't it? Really, and we're actually better off kiting away with the 3 turrets if you wanted to use all of them. But you can still do damage like that if you have them all on target.
Talking about mods, I think we've both gone for the same. I think we've both gone for aiming systems, haven't we?
Yeah, I've gone for aiming systems because I think you kind of want to actually buff this instead of just making the reload time even longer. Like an extra 5% on top of that would be hideous. So
yeah, because your alternatives are so your aiming systems reduce your dispersions and your main battery, and then gives you a bit of a buff here and there for your secondaries. Whereas your alternatives are going for a secondary mod, but then your secondaries aren't anything to shout about, so that seems a bit pointless. And the other option is going for the main battery mod, which improves your traverse speed, which is already good, but increases your reload speed, which is already bad. So I think aiming systems just turns out to be a bit of a no-brainer.
yeah, I mean, I typically use it anyway, but definitely on this ship, it's you need to really. But I think that wraps up quite nicely to the end of the game. So
yeah,
just taking a
as
quick look.
always. Down
Yeah.
in the description is the commander build. Now we've both gone for the same commander build. We discussed it and came to the same conclusion at the end of the day. But so that will be down there for you to admire, along with what ship mods we've gone for, even though we have just discussed why we went for it.
Yeah. So as always, if you enjoyed this content, subscribe, like. I've been Eggy Harris.
I'm the Galloping Major.
And back to the port.